Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's Rosie S. And today is May 23rd. May 22nd, the nighttime, but it's like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. So it's actually May 23rd, Saturday. Okay, so remember I was doing, like what's going on in the world, and I put Brazil, but I didn't have enough information. I was like, well, what? And I told you guys I'll get back to you. So I'm getting back to you. So apparently, and maybe I did put a little something in that other video, but I'm just going to go in a little more depth, and I might have to do a part 2, part 3 as it progresses. But apparently the president in Brazil is off the chain. Like, he is somewhat in denial that the corona is going on, and he's saying that it's like a little fever. And he's I don't know if he's sponsoring large gatherings or having picnics, and he's on the boat and he's chilling, and as if nothing is actually going on. Now, okay, now that I remember, I did talk about it because I was talking about the slums and how, Brazil, a lot of people, well, some people are living in the slums, and the slums are regulated or controlled by the gangs. And there's really a lot of poverty in Brazil. I've never been, but I can see pictures, I can read, and it appears that, there's a lot of impoverished people in Brazil. I mean, I'm talking like slums. There's just a difference between slums and projects. Like in California and America, we have projects, but people still have food stamps, they have a means to work. But in Brazil, from what I can understand, and if I'm, wrong, please correct me, that it's serious poverty. And, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of, killings and rapes, and just a lot going on in Rio. And let me look at my notes. What else did I put? In the city of Manaus in the Amazon in late April, due to the coronavirus and the deaths, they ran out of coffins. How do you run out of coffins in the Amazon? You have, enough wood or whatever, but that's how many people, are dying. So as of May 19th, I think 1,179 people have died, and 18,000 people have contracted the virus. So those numbers are not that bad, but I don't actually think that, those numbers are real. And he's just saying President Bolsonaro, anyway, so the president is holding rallies, and like 40 to 60% of the governors are defying the fact that, that nothing is happening. And what the president is actually doing, he's threatening or taking it out on governors who, are trying to have the shelter in place. Like, so I don't know, does the president Bolsonaro, does he want people to die? Like, how do you hold rallies and threaten governors for protecting the people? Like, I don't get that. Like, why would you do that? If you were a leader, so you would want people to shelter in place to prevent deaths. Now, Brazil has a lot of people. Actually, you know what we need to do? Hold on. Let me see if I can look up the population of Brazil. Let me see. Let me do it. I can do it with the one hand. Okay, we got Flint. Oh shoot, did I do a video on Flint? Okay, population in Brazil. Population in Brazil, because Brazil, excuse me. Okay. Brazil, and this was in 2018. Brazil has 200 million corona. Okay, so in Brazil, it looks like, ooh. Okay, so those numbers were all, maybe those were the numbers that were in Rio. But it says that in Brazil, and this is worldometers.info, Brazil has 332,382 cases. And they have 21,000 deaths. I'm looking for the stats. How much, let me see, let me put Rio. So they have almost 400,000 cases and 21,000 deaths. So that's a little under 10% of the population who has contracted it. 10%. Less than 10% have died. And I'm looking for that chart that usually comes up with a lot of the different cities around the world, or countries or whatever, but apparently that's not it. But still, so they have 200 million, 21,000. So that's what, like 0.1%, 1%, 0.01% of the population has passed away. 300. And in America, we have almost twice as many people, and we have 100,000. So actually Brazil is doing better than America, but 21,000 people, that's still a lot. And if they're not testing people for the virus, that number could be a lot lower. It could be the actual cases and deaths, the actual cases could be a lot higher, and also the amount of deaths could be higher. So we don't actually know. But for the president of the country to have that lackluster attitude, that nonchalant attitude, and this is a pandemic. I mean, this is happening all over the world. This is not just, centered in China or America or Europe, Italy or anything like that. This is all over the world. So I'm wondering, is there a mental issue that he has, that he refuses to face the fact that, this is deadly? I don't know, because that quote unquote statement, little flu, that doesn't make sense. I think this is a little bigger than flu, although I did another video stating that the flu kills about 650,000 people. I don't know if that's in the United States or worldwide, but whatever the case, it kills 650,000 people a year. And I don't know how many people this coronavirus is going to take out. And I hope, knock on wood, I hope I'm not one of them. I would like to live just another 30 years if possible, 40 years. And I just don't understand. Where did this come from? And maybe he's thinking the same thing, like, this can't be possible. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's thinking, oh, China's lying, oh, Trump is lying, oh, whoever the president is of Italy, maybe this is just, you know, a joke or something, or maybe, he's putting it in God's hands. I don't know. But buddy, you need to give it some respect and do the proper precautions so that your country, because there is a lot of poor people in Brazil, that it's not a world, that it doesn't become a hot spot if it's not allegedly, already is. But with that attitude, and you're holding rallies, and you're, taking it out against governors who are trying to do the right thing and have people shelter in place, there's something just a little wrong